three. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Welcome to Teaching Crypto. This is AZcrypto and MrFOMO. We got a great episode for you tonight. Please hit that like. Please hit that subscribe. We picked up a few subscribers. We would love that. Hit that bell notification, letting you know when we go live. And again, that subscription button really helps us out. MrFOMO has been doing some great videos on some daily headlines. We will keep bringing you content as long as we keep getting subs. That really helps us out. That's going to get us to where we need to be and build this show into something special, hopefully bigger and better than ever as we get closer and closer, inch by inch, to the next bull run. MrFOMO, we'll talk about Voyager for a little bit because a lot of people have been upset about stalking being turned off. And people are blaming the use stalking. A lot of people would like to stalk Steve right now and find out where he is, but that's a whole nother
I'm sure
story.
people are.
And Sam Bankman-Fried as well. But,
oh yeah, I think I saw a Bitcoin video of him stalking him in the Bahamas.
Yeah, we found out from the court documents kind of what happened is when the agreement came to fruition that FTX US was going to take over Voyager, they turned off staking. And so we don't know now, and that we know from the court documents, but we don't know if it was turned back on after the deal fell through. It was only recently that the deal fell through. It seems like ages, but it wasn't. A few weeks ago. So we don't know if staking is turned back on, if the judge does have to approve all of this.
Right.
So the problem has been we've heard nothing from the court in a while, in weeks. And so a lot of people are asking for the UCC. I agree the UCC should give an update. But unfortunately, our theory was the judge is kind of maybe dealing with some other things, and he's kind of pushed this off till January. I would love to see the judge and the UCC come up with an update saying, hey, we're going to have a calendar come out, or here are the dates we're looking at. They haven't done any of that. We've heard of bids, and we've heard that Binance US was the highest bidder, but it's been very secretive, unfortunately, for the last 2 weeks, which is not good and not fair to the creditors and the people that are in bankruptcy that are living through this nightmare over and over, daily and weekly. So I would call UCC. If you guys are not getting any information, just come out and say, hey, we're not getting information. We're going to do a quick Twitter space, AMA. We're going to answer some more questions, but we're going to make it known as this is what's happened in the last couple of weeks. But we're kind of, sitting here in the dark just like you guys are. And again, I just want to keep saying, Mr. Wonderful got paid $15 million. He claims he has a lot of money trapped on there, and he's got his lawyers working on it. He doesn't seem to be very knowledgeable about the crypto space because he keeps saying he wants to know more information before he reaches any conclusions about Sam. It's obvious Sam committed fraud. You don't have to be, hey, Faith, thanks for joining us as always. You have to be an expert. Of course, Sam. We'll talk about Sam in a little bit. But MrFOMO, I don't think it's fair to blame the UCC for turning off staking. We don't know why FTX wanted staking turned off. Because they were going to sell the assets for market value, 20-day average. There was a lot going into that. Again, until we find out more information from the judge, we're sitting here in the dark, and we're not going to blow smoke up your rear ends and make up rumors. True.
Well, I think FTX. Now that we're looking at this in hindsight, I think FTX was turning staking off because they didn't want to have to pay out any more people because they knew they were propping up a Ponzi scheme. They were just trying to get their hands on our crypto so that they could make more bad bets to see if they could come back in the market, which we know wouldn't have happened. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to wait and see. We need the lawyers to request to open staking back up, and then the judge to approve turning staking back on. And it seems like that's going to take some time. It seemed like they got a couple weeks at Thanksgiving. Maybe that stretches into the holiday, but it looks like they're getting a lot of time off there in the bankruptcy court because there's not a lot of information coming out.
Again, I would like to hear some dates. Let's get a calendar together like we did in July and August in terms of what's supposed to happen, and let's go from there. But I think
John is saying that the UCC and the leader Jason said that the Voyager never actually turned off staking, and
or
so
didn't want it.
and so there seemed to be some conflict in what's being said out there. But if the customers are under the impression that it's been turned off and they are still running the staking, then what's to stop them from just, putting that money into their accounts?
Well, yeah, and this is where AMA, Twitter Space would come in handy. Some court documents, just some communication. So I think if UCC, if you're out there, I'm not blaming you for everything that's happened, but I do think it's essential that you guys do have some type of Twitter Space before January.
Well, that's their purpose.
Now. It's December.
That's their
8th.
job, is to keep us informed.
Yeah.
And so if you've signed up to do that, then do that. Don't leave us in the dark like this. If there's nothing going on, then just come out and say that. I mean,
even if there's nothing going on,
video every day, then why not just create a YouTube channel where you get up there and you tell us that, hey, nothing happened today, but this is
come on here teaching crypto for a few minutes. We'll give you the floor, say what you need to say. I know you guys are busy. We all have real jobs, right? Not everyone is blessed enough, like some of the YouTube chars out there that do this for a living. But communication is key in anything in life. So the more communication we get, the better. But I would really like the judge to show some urgency. I would like the Voyager lawyers to show some urgency. But again, they're leaving in the dark as MrFOMO's background. MrFOMO looks like he's in a horror movie here. But again,
the other day I was wearing a black shirt. It looked like I was just a floating head, like Max Headroom or something.
Steve Ehrlich's not in any hurry. He's getting paid his full salary.
Yes.
I mean that, again, show all your anger to Sam, but I think Steve, he's the only CEO that's kept himself in place and is taking a full salary. It's not happening at Celsius. It's not happening at FTX. I really don't think Steve is getting enough anger and criticism for his cowardness. And I'll say, Steve, you're a coward, man. You took this company into bankruptcy, and you were big shot in DMs on Twitter, and now you've become a ghost, and you're still taking your full salary. And we're going to keep calling you out on that until you stop.
There's no integrity in what he's doing. I mean, there was no integrity in what he did in the first place, but then to continue to take that check after tanking all of these people's life savings is, I mean,
and you made a great point, and I didn't want to talk about this over and over, but what due diligence was there with FTX between the lawyers, between Voyager, and yes, the UCC as well? They deserve some blame too, but let's the judge too. We can yell at him too. There should be, where's the financial audits in terms of, did FTX really have this money to buy? And they had money. They were going to put in the money, but where was the money coming from? What were we in danger by our assets going to FTX? There was no due diligence. And to make it worse, now we're in the dark. It sucks. I want to talk about.
Well, I think that what needs to happen is we need to put pressure on the UCC to give us that information. We need the lawyers and the judge and the UCC to tell us what was the auditing process, and if there wasn't an auditing process last time, what is the auditing process moving forward? Because we need to be protected in this process. We can't just, I mean, let's say Binance for some reason has trouble, or whoever, Crosstower, or whoever comes in and buys INX, whoever comes in and buys this platform. What if they're doing the same thing and there's no audit process? We're going to get killed.
Great point.
All right.
So speaking of poor leadership, Sam Bankman-Fried this morning, it's been implicated that he was involved in going after Luna in the first place. That kind of destroyed their stable coin. That kind of set all of this in motion last May. And Do Kwon is even kind of blaming him now. And it's just interesting. Is it possible, and it's not impossible, that Sam Bankman-Fried, and I don't think Do Kwon's completely innocent at all. There's way, way too many red flags here. But is it possible that Sam destroyed Luna, which caused 3AC to go blind and start lying and commit fraud all over the place, which destroyed Voyager while Celsius was being destroyed. And it just crypto market crashed, and we ended up with FTX and crashing. And by the way, we still have not seen all of the effects of the FTX collapse. So when people tell you, "Oh, we're okay now," I don't think that's true. I think there are still some people that are in trouble, but just like FTX, they can hide it for a few months. There still might be some people and some projects that are insolvent. You just won't know for a while. So just be careful out there.
My big thing on this is, of course, they could be involved. You're talking about a group of kids that were, they're 20 somethings living in a penthouse in the Bahamas doing all kinds of disgusting stuff. I've called them on here the nerd sex polycule that lived in the penthouse. Their morals have been kind of on display since this thing fell apart. So do I think they would be capable of starting this whole thing with Terra Luna? Absolutely. I could see them shorting that. I could see them buying a bunch of USDT and then, just trying to depeg it, right? So that they can make money on the arbitrage. So if you depeg it and then you buy a bunch and then it goes up, you can sell it because it's got to get back to its peg, right? Theoretically, with those algorithmic stable coins. And so if that's something that they were doing, I could absolutely, it's something they were doing anyway, but if that's something that they did, I could absolutely see that having a huge effect on Terra Luna and UST. And then you have everything that Do Kwon did. What did they mint 6 trillion Terra Luna?
Don't even remind me.
Right. And so you've got this sort of snowball effect of idiots. And so, I could absolutely see them
at our expense, though.
I don't think
the idiots are not paying the price.
We're paying the price. This was a drawn up plan. Like, hey, we're going to take out Terra Luna, which is going to take out this, is going to take out this. I don't think they were that smart. I think they were just dumb enough, and they knew just enough to cause harm. That's what I think that they were just aware enough that they were able to do these things and make a little bit of money, but they weren't aware that they were about to tear apart the entire market. So yeah, absolutely.
I want to talk about something really quick before we leave our viewers to kind of flip the switch here. Interesting. We saw this morning that ApeCoin on Binance, not Binance US, was going to get some yield rewards of up to 79%. And your immediate response to me was, "This is not sustainable," which I agree. But my thinking was, is something going on with ApeCoin? Now, they've kind of ventured into some water, bottled water in Miami. There's ApeCoin bottled water. It's not being sold at a heavy rate or anything. It's kind of like a side item. But I'm curious, why would Binance during a bear be giving this much yield on ApeCoin? Is ApeCoin on the verge of something big over the next year or so that would want people to own and lend ApeCoin, right? We know about the NFTs, but is there something going on with the project? And is it, but just based on today's information, just for entertainment purposes only, would it be a good idea to get some ApeCoin over the next few months and wait for a pump and make some profit? What do you think?
I think ApeCoin has a relationship with Bored Ape Yacht Club and all those the ape NFTs, but I'm curious about its actual utility.
And my response is, there's no crypto right now that actually has real world utility.
Aside from to the developers, right? If you're developing within that ecosystem, then the token has utility.
No, I'm talking about
something like that.
I'm talking about utility to the average person that would be like, yeah, I need to get some ape. We haven't gotten there on crypto yet. We have not gotten there. But that kind of
the closest thing is your favorite, StormX.
Don't even bring that up. But we've Portland Trailblazers don't want to talk about StormX. That tells you all you need to know. But we have, I think there's something there, and not, this is entertainment purposes only. If you want to take a look at ApeCoin, I would suggest doing so. It's very, very low. I mean, I'm not going to put the chart up for tonight, but talking about something that was at 23 that's below 4 right now in terms of dollar value, in terms of I would look into that. You never know. I mean, there's always a reason why Binance would be giving out huge rewards for something like that during a bear. So keep your eyes tuned. We'll keep looking for
I like
Voyager
I put this up real quick, but I want to show it again. It's sad to say, but CZ, if CZ didn't save us, Chapter 7 next, and that's something that we've talked about. John,
well, if so, let's get it over with, right?
Yeah, but we both agree that if Binance doesn't come through here and this falls through again, that it's Chapter 7 all the way.
Probably.
I don't think that.
Probably.
But yeah, hopefully
unless one of the other
and
bidders
then
are serious.
what was it you wanted to talk about? There was some connection possibly with Binance tanking the entire market again, and just a final Black Swan event. Can you talk about that real quick?
Well, if these are really deep rumors, and so I don't want to get scared in one, but if Binance really wanted to prop their stable coin, they have so much power right now that possibly they could threaten Tether, which is kind of always in the background.
They have the power because they have more Tether than anyone else, right? They're the largest holder of Tether. So if they wanted to,
so Tether, it's always been a question of whether are they reliable enough. If it ever depegged, what would happen? And so, who knows? I think it's okay for now, but there's the theory that Binance could destroy Tether and then they prop up their stable coin. It'd be horrible. It would be a Black Swan event. BTC would definitely take a deep dive. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Would it completely shock me based on what's happened in the last 8 months? No.
Well, so, that's something I don't think people are talking about. Is I think CZ he at the end of FTX there, he not only helped drive them to the coffin, but I think he put some of the final nails in that coffin as well. And I don't think people are giving him enough credit for being involved there. But I think absolutely I could see, because like we've said, these people are pirates of unregulated industry. These people they're not watched over. There's no commissioner in crypto, right? And so what would stop CZ and Binance from doing something like that to make Binance USD stronger, to prop up their,
but hopefully he learns from Sam Bankman-Fried in terms of not taking too much risk, because eventually when you play with fire is going to burn you. So I'm hoping that he's the one guy that's smart enough not to go over the line. But do I have confidence
from Sam and
do I have 100% confidence that no?
Carolyn.
But I still would like. I still personally, for me, I think Binance is not going anywhere for at least a few years. So I think it would be safe for us to get our funds on Binance US and withdraw them, but never a guarantee. But we will keep you guys updated. MrFOMO will keep hitting some great headlines, and I might pop in myself with some breaking Voyager news. Hopefully, if we can see anything in the next 24 to 48 hours.
Fingers crossed.
This is AZcrypto. Thank you for joining us, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. That really helps us out. Have a great night.
See you.